What are you working on over there?
What you told me to do the other week in the wintertime?
Wait, you're doing something I told you to do?
You're doing something that you told me to do.
That never happens.
Well, yeah, but what I'm doing here is I'm making my calendar for the year, and I'm going to I'm doing my goals.
Well, you want to talk about that?
Sure.
All right, let's talk about that.
Let's talk about goals. Well, hey folks, welcome back to the channel.
Hi.
And your microphone is flipped up. Yeah, it's all flipped upside down. Welcome back to the channel. John here from Wild Boar Cycling, and Brian. And he walks in here, and I'm working on a project he said I should be doing here the other week. Is I'm working on my calendar for the year. I'm putting down my events and what I hope to accomplish. So yeah, you had a question on about what I was doing, because I was just here. I was writing my goals up here. I had 3 goals, Brian.
You have 3 goals?
Only 3 goals.
Okay.
And they are all within my control.
That's good. It's good. You've talked about this before.
Yeah.
You're big on this.
Yeah.
Goals and control.
Goals under your control.
What are we doing? All right, what do we got here?
So I really like this race day calendar for 2025. It's from Pedal Industries. You guys have seen the one I use in the garage, but I wrote down my 3 goals for the year, and I've changed them a little bit because I talked about adding weights to my routine, and I talked about staying hydrated and eating properly, but I wanted to change them a little bit because, Brian, what I saw was while I was working out in the gym is that I really felt like I've kind of plateaued in my old weight routine. So I'm going to start varying that weight routine, sometimes doing fewer sets with higher reps, because all my work previously had been lots of sets with low reps. And it apparently has something to do with your endurance. This is endurance strength. The other thing I think I can control is my fuel focus. And I'm going to lump in there hydration and food and make sure that I'm eating properly and staying hydrated properly. And that is really not one of my strengths. So I'm going to make it a goal to make sure I stay good and hydrated. The third goal I wrote down here is active recovery. And I am really not good about active recovery. You need rest days, and I'm going to make sure that I intentionally put those in there, and don't try to go out and ride on those active rest days.
Yeah, you can't ride when you're resting.
No, you can't ride.
Not the way you ride.
Not the way I ride. No. So, guys, you've listened to us now for yammer on here for the best part of 2 years about ride and have fun, keep the rubber side down. Well, I'm going to change my vision a little bit this year. And that kind of was solidified today when I was out with someone on an e-bike. And so it's going to be work for watts. I'm not going to put a motor on my bike for my watts. Work for watts. And the next one I'm going to copy here is from what I recall that Ian Bosworth, Nate Henderson said in one of his recent videos was, get strong, and stay strong. That's my vision. Work for watts and get strong, stay strong.
Is it still crooked?
I don't know, it looks okay. So
you got a calendar.
I got a calendar.
And you got goals.
I got goals, and I got my vision statement on here.
Yeah.
So that my next job is in this calendar is I'm going to put in all of the events that we are anticipating doing.
This week?
Huh?
This week?
No, for the whole year.
We got to plan the whole year.
Yeah, we're going to define the whole year. I know that's hard for you sometimes to think about something a week ahead of time, but this is going to be my calendar for the year, the events we're going to do. I'm going to plug in here a couple of centuries we know we're going to want to run, a couple of the gravel races that we're looking at, and my big race, that big event that I'm going to do is going back to Steamboat. Remember, we're talking about events now instead of races. It takes a lot of the pressure off. And I think the other one, the big one I'm putting in is make sure I put in the Bovine Classic, which will be in the end of October too. So I'll actually go ahead and plug in all those events that we're anticipating doing. As in maybe I have a mouse in my pocket. But what's going to help me in this process is we've got a travel schedule coming up in June and July. And I want to make sure the events and my training time mash with that travel. And
Yeah, you had that issue last year.
I had that issue last year. I felt like I lost a lot of fitness and had a whole bunch of other things going on, just got in the way of being prepared to do a really difficult ride.
You know how I avoided not losing any fitness last year?
Tell me.
Is I didn't have any to start with.
Okay, no fitness to start with.
Yeah,
no
you can't lose.
yeah, no events or no fitness.
No fitness.
No
No
fitness.
fitness to start with. You can't lose any.
So yeah, this is my technique. Race day calendar for 2025 from Pedal Industries. Love those guys. Todd Brown, super athlete and super knowledgeable about our business. And wow, if you want one of these things, I'll put a link into it down the bottom in the description about where you can go. And remember, I am not sponsored by Pedal Industries. I purchased this because I believe in it. It sits out in my garage in front of my indoor trainer. So when I'm sitting there, guess what I have it to look at?
Your goals.
My goals. Varying my weights, fuel focus, and active recovery. So it can keep me dialed in.
It's worth pointing out, we're not sponsored, but Todd, if you're watching this and you're interested, just shoot us an email, drop a comment,
That'd
something.
be great. Todd and I talk frequently, but we typically use Facebook Messenger or something back and forth when we chat about what we're doing. But anyhow, hopefully it was helpful. And make sure you do all the standard YouTube stuff like, what do we do? I can't remember.
Like and subscribe and comment.
Comment, yeah.
Notify.
Yeah. And maybe you don't need a fancy calendar like this. Maybe you just need the one of these ones here that you can mark up. I like the big one because I can see the whole year. Cool.
I need to do this too.
You do?
I gotta do this too.
You need to do this too. And okay, we're not done yet. So what do you think your goals might be? Oh, he just sits back and crosses his arms.
Put me on the spot, why don't you?
I did.
What are my goals? I have a goal, but I haven't wanted to say it out loud because it's kind of lofty.
Okay. They call it a
It's a big goal. It's a big-
B-H-A-G.
BHAG?
Yeah, big, hairy, audacious goal.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
BHAG.
Like, this would be one of those. I want to get my FTP over 200.
Okay. And is that in your control?
I mean, training to do that is in my control.
Yep. And so think about the training things that are in your control that are going to get you to that overall goal. Because if you get sick, you get hurt, that FTP stuff isn't going to work for you. But if you have 3 goals that are within your control, it will help you get there. Cool. All right, folks. Well, I hope that was interesting. If not interesting, mildly entertaining today. And we'll see you next time. Or you have something to add?
Well, I was going to say you got to go out and ride.
And have fun.
And keep your upside down.
Right. Make some goals. Make a calendar. All right. Bye, y'all.
I think my favorite part about this calendar is
Tell me.
the background looks like the carpet in a roller skating rink.
I don't know. I preferred the color one this year. That's why I got it, other than the black and white one that I've used previously.